Today, here's what we're going to talk about to help you avoid the big lie of publishing. So, we're going to first talk about the root cause of burnout, why we're having such an issue with burnout in this industry, and what that has to do with publishing's big lie. And I call that the greener effect. And so, I will tell you what that is, where it comes from, and how to really combat it. And then we're going to talk about mindset. Mindset is one of the sort of intangible tools you have as a writer that makes a huge difference on whether or not you actually succeed in this industry. We'll talk about some prevention stuff and how to quit proof your career so that you can keep writing and build that big backlist of books to, get in and stay in. And then I'll give you some very practical tools that you can use. And includes, I'm going to have a worksheet for you that you can download and print off that will help walk you through these tools so you don't have to memorize everything we talk about today. And then at the very end, I will tell you a little bit about the new service that Pipeline has, which is that career coaching for authors. So dive into the root cause of author burnout. And we see an epidemic of this in publishing. So many authors burn out. And this happens at both the new writer who is working on maybe their first or second book, getting ready to start querying, all the way through authors who have multiple books under contract, at varying levels. I've talked to folks who are with small presses. I've talked with authors who have gotten major multiple six-figure deals, and they all are dealing with very similar burnout. They feel creatively stuck and they start to question whether it's worth it to keep trying. And we see lots of debut authors who they've done all this work and they push so hard to finally get that first book deal, and then they never sell another book. And it's not because they aren't good enough at writing, it's because all of the pressures of the industry and the way their unintentional mindset is set up, it leads to massive writer's block, burnout, and then they just stop having the desire to keep going because it just feels like it's causing this net negative in their life. So we don't want this to be your experience. I don't want this to be the standard experience. And it is pretty standard. I talk to debut authors every week, both private clients, and I'm in a couple of debut author groups to offer support to them. And just most people are not enjoying living their dream. And we're going to talk about why all of that is here. So let's talk about some signs of burnout, how to know you're headed in that direction, and why that burnout is related to the lie that we've been told. So burnout can show up in a couple of different ways. I like to think of it in three categories: in your thoughts, in your feelings, and in your actions.